A friend is someone whom you talk to on a regular basis. You're always there for each other. You share your deepest secrets with each other. You share your perspective of things and respects each other's thoughts and the way they think. On the other hand, you put all your time and energy into getting to know someone, but in return, all you get is disappointment and you're mistreated in return. Your problems are ignored, and every conversation you ever have is leading you nowhere. That's when it gets toxic, and that is what exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. If you're facing any of the symptoms of toxic friendship, then honey, you have no idea what you got yourself into. Cut them out. And if you're thinking of second chance, trust me, been there, done that. They never learn. They have this huge ego and they always want things to go their way. So it's better to take a step back. So if you're watching this video, you might be having a hard time with friendship and trust, or it must have happened to you at some point of your life. Or if you don't fit in any of the categories mentioned above, then it might be helpful for awareness. And if you think, if you're like, why my voice is sounding, oh my god, I'm stuttering. Running someone over is the last thing that I ever wanted to do. But I always want to do it. When someone is toxic and gives you toxic vibes, that is because they're insecure in themselves. Trust me, they're always trying to impress someone. They're always conscious of how they look, how they have dressed up, and whether people are going to like them or not, the way they talk, and like they're always so self-conscious. They spend so much time in impressing someone that they forget to work on themselves from the inside. These people don't have dreams and aspirations, and if you do, they'll try their best to bring them down, to just make you feel that you're not worth it, you'll never achieve those things, you're not made for them. They will always focus on the negatives, and they will always look for the bigger circle of people to brag about things that they own, or to brag about things that they have done in past, or like some random stuff that don't even count, to show the other people is so small in front of them and they own the world. They will always make fun of your weaknesses or block you for no reason. Ooh, that one hurts. All they give you is false hope, and they keep reminding you how unworthy you are of good things in life and how you're not worth it. They pretend to be so sweet in front of you but talk shit behind your back. I've experienced toxic people most of my life, and I can totally relate to someone who's going through it. It affects you in different stages. Comparison. You start to compare yourself and start pretending to be someone that you are not. You start dressing up as them, you start doing everything that they do. You act exact the same, thinking that it will make you cool, it'll make you one of them, and you're gonna be one of their homies, one of their groupies, Do everything to seek attention and seek validations from others. You don't have a choice of your own. You have to live according to them, or else you're not cool enough. Basically, a proper people pleaser. You start being dependent on others for your problems because you can no longer fight them on your own. Peer pressure. Once you're done being desperate for approval, you're likely to adapt all the bad habits that they have, thinking now it will make you cool because the first one failed. I've seen people doing some dumb shit under peer pressure, like driving without a license, ending up in a road rage, making fun of someone like for no reason at all, drinking, smoking, sending, which is something that you should not do. Look, it's okay to use your brain sometimes. It's okay to think what is right and what is wrong, and what you should do and what you shouldn't, even under peer pressure, even if it's like so cool and so trendy. I have seen girls sending their pictures and regretting them later. By doing all this, what do you expect? Being loved, getting the validation that you were seeking from the start, by getting whatever you wanted, attention. But all you get is disappointment. Listen, nobody's gonna love you until you love yourself. I was in that phase. I was so desperate for approval and desperate of being loved, but it never happened. Nobody's gonna love you until you love yourself. I mean, the people you're trying to impress, your parents gonna love you, your loved ones gonna love you. I'm not saying that they're not loving you. I mean, the people you're desperately trying to impress, you're desperately trying to be with, that's not gonna happen. Situation, and because I didn't realize it for the longest time, I was thinking that it was perfect for me. I was starting to think that I got what I needed, but I was wrong because it was making me toxic as well, and I was becoming one of them. And eventually I started viewing everyone around me as my competitors because I was the best. I was the best in that game. I was starting to think that way. I had put them on the pedestal and thought they were everything. Like, I have to be one of them. Judgments. We start to criticize things which is not going according to our way. Most of the toxicity that I have felt was based on my appearances and the things that I had no control over, simply God's given. I was made fun of my skin color, calling me gulab jamun, although Indians are brown, and my height, also my looks. I mean, seriously, have you seen anything more gorgeous than that? Had affected me a lot in person because I lacked confidence because of that.
And then I went through puberty and realized, hey, I'm kind of good looking. I'm not too bad myself.
Look, you can't change anyone, and it's not your job to fix anyone. We can't blame someone else for something that affected us because we let that happen to us, even though we didn't know what was happening, even though we had no idea what's going on, and even if we were so naive and we had no idea about anything, we have to blame us because blaming someone is just like a never ending blame game. You're gonna blame them, they're gonna blame you, you're gonna blame them, you're gonna blame you. So I just take everything on me, and you should take everything on you. The best thing anyone can ever do is to take some space, to take a break from such kind of people. It can be anyone. People don't consider taking some space or maintaining a little bit space because they fear that they lose people. People don't consider this because of the fear of cutting ties and fear of losing people. Losing people is the last thing anyone would ever do. I made a video on how I dealt with loneliness and self-hate. You might want to check it out after this one. As a teenager, it's easy to get caught up in all kind of activities and bad things, bad habits, wrong decisions in life, everything. But it's a mess and it's all over the place and we have to clean it. And trust me, it blows up your self-esteem. Look, I'm not the best person to seek advice from about relationships and friendships, but all I am talking about is from my experience. If you ignore the symptoms and still choose to stay with one of these people, it will soon make you hollow from inside. I am reminding you to stay away from these people. I mean, being alone is at least better than being with these kind of people. Trust me, I have been there, done that. They never learn. Don't be scared that you're not gonna find new people. There are good people out there. It just takes time. Everyone is not gonna make you feel like shit all the time you talk to them. There are good people out there. I know. I can sense that. You don't have to change yourself for anyone. The real ones will accept you the way you are, unless you have some bad habits going on. Otherwise, no one gives a shit how many pairs of sneakers you own. I remember I pronounced a word wrong. It was in English. Also, I didn't know the meaning of it. And I was made fun for days for that. Look, I get what's fun in friendships and what's not fun. They make joke about you, they laugh at you. It's fine, I get it. It's a normal kind of friendship. But the way that I felt it was more of a humiliation than it was just for fun. So I felt bad. I felt embarrassed for days. After that incident happened, I was more curious to learn about the language than ever. No, not to prove anyone anything that, look, I can speak. No, it was for me and I still want to learn for myself. So to wrap up this video, I'm just gonna say I don't have any grudges against anybody who think this video is about. I just wanted to share because I want other people to know and just for the sake of awareness. I hope you're doing fine and you moved on with your life. You're healthy and happy and you are doing what you wanted to do. You're being yourself. You are killing it. We were young, we still are. We were like kind of kids, and I get it that you have moved on with your life. But if you still think the same way that you used to think before, then I don't know, it's your life, do whatever you want. And also, yeah, one more question. Am I white yet? No.